Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated.
Jordan, I don't have a song or anything.
Nerdcore.
You don't even have a Christmas song to like smash up. I thought of a couple, but then I forgot about them because I didn't write it down. Like, hey now, your Christmas song. Get your snow on. Get sleighs. Nah, I got nothing. I can't. You got nothing. No, I will for the next one. But I literally had one, then I forgot about it. Okay, hit record. I'm not cutting any of that out. That's the intro. Well, that's fine.
I have the power.
Father Kasich, give me some money. I like that song. Okay. me. There we go. So we have part 2 of the holiday episodes today. And we'll introduce our very special guest, friend of the show here in a sec, but we got to go over. It's fucking 80 in December right now, and it's ruining my sweater wearing for what we're talking about today. I'm still wearing it, but I'm just hot as balls.
He's legitimately distraught. I've been hearing about it.
Yes. And I'm a little distraught about it that it's 80 in December. So come on, Jack Frost. We need some shit. I need some cool downs here for the competition. What are we talking about today, Kyle?
We're talking about all things holidays. We got traditions and memories and movies and songs and BRob. Because BRob is festive with his green cup. Yeah. He's on point with his green cup today.
He is on point with his green cup today.
That's the only thing I got festive. I'm not wearing a sweater. I don't have a cool background. I mean, green cup. There you go.
Is there a red liquid in your green cup?
Here, I'll just hold Jack.
There we go.
All right.
That works too. Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Welcome to Everyman's Guide to Nerddom, where we are 30 to 40-something-year-olds to talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle, and you guys can also find us online and live and in person on Twitch, playing video games very poorly. Find Chris over there. Under Guyver Unit 01, it's GUYVERUNT01. I'm Kasich, K_SIG. BRob down there doesn't play video games anymore because he's too cool because he's over the hill now.
He is over the hill now. So first off, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
He's half past dead now.
Mm-hmm.
You just think that you're okay. Just keep drinking and see what happens. Wait till you get that 5-day recovery once you're past 40. That first one, then you're like, I'm never drinking again until next weekend.
I hit that a couple of years ago.
I didn't.
Came early. I'm an early bloomer.
I was gonna say both your birthdays are right around the corner from each other.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a wee baby.
Wee little baby. I'm not in the 40 club yet.
No.
Fucker.
In fairness, you look it though.
I was waiting on Leave, you baby back bitch. Let's talk about the Christmas spirit now.
Yeah. Assholes.
So we are talking, first off, thank you, BRob, for joining us again. Again, BRob just had a big birthday. It was grand. Kyle decided to be a dick and not attend.
Yeah, things. I had things like children.
He didn't.
I really have them. They exist.
They exist. We can prove he's had sex twice.
At least. Yeah. Well,
at least.
Have to. Yeah.
But today we're going to talk about all things holiday. Last episode was holiday movies. And notice we're calling it holiday. We're not calling it Christmas because this isn't just a celebration of Christmas. This is so we are all inclusive for all our listeners. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So, Kyle, what are we starting off with?
Well, this will be for you two guys because I just kind of came in. I got
I don't have a reason for this other than I was drug into it. How long have you guys been doing the sweater war? You and BRob, the Christmas sweater war. How long has that been going on?
I mean, this year was really the first year we came out the gates swinging at each other. Last year, I kind of just brought him into it because I saw he was wearing some, so I just challenged him just randomly. I think we were almost halfway through the month when we started it last year. So
we're on technically year 1.5.
You round it up. If
We're
really
gonna say
needed
2.
to. Yeah,
We're gonna say 2. So for those of you who don't know, we'll go with the backstory. I like my ugly Christmas sweaters. BRob likes his ugly Christmas sweaters and ugly Christmas shirts and just about anything else like around this season. And like he was saying, he saw I was posting on Facebook, I believe, and he started challenging me, and it turned into this whole little war for the last part of December, and it started ramping up. And this year, like he was saying, we just came out swinging this year. I'm talking, it's like the nerd swinging where you're just kind of waving your arms in like a windmill style. It's not even a good, yeah. It's like, but there's been some good ones this year. One of my favorites that BRob has done was did you wear the Ric Flair one? Was it that one of the first ones? Yep. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah. Your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one's probably my favorite that you've
so far.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We do have some pictures of these in the Discord. Go ahead and plug that in. So you guys that aren't friends with either of these two on Facebook, if you want to follow the Sweater Wars as they're going, join our Discord link in the show description down below in the notes, and you can follow along in the newly created Holiday Cheer channel. So yeah, watch all that madness down there.
It has been awesome because now we've got banners joining in.
Yep.
We saw Shante has joined in. Chof's joined in.
Chof doesn't count.
Yeah, Chof doesn't count. Let's see. Oh. Before we go any further, I want to go for listener of the week.
Okay.
Or I forget about it. Mr. Alex.
Mr. Alex.
Mr. Alex. Loyal listener. Been with us since the beginning. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. You're not a dick bag like Chof.
But you don't have cool shirts like BRob does. I'm going back to them again.
No,
That Ric Flair one is awesome.
Isn't it awesome? I love that one.
Tommy Plaza.
You missed a buddy of ours at the party on Saturday had the Macho Man Randy Savage one.
That one was awesome.
It was pretty legit.
That was I love that.
There were some pretty good ones Saturday night.
It was lit up. And like Ragsdale I told BRob when he walked in, Ragsdale walked in, and I go, man, this is the worst episode of The Sopranos ever because it was like a tracksuit, except it was like wrapping paper tracksuit.
Ooh, I gotta find me one of those.
Mafia.
Yeah, it was Tracksuit Mafia. That's exactly what it was.
Wrapping paper track suit
and underwear.
Finding wrapping paper.
And his wife had the Grinch. She did the hair like Cindy Lou Who.
Oh, that was epic too. Yeah, there was some really good ones there. Like your sister had a great one too. I loved hers. It was just a good time. There was this best way to put it, 'tis the season for ugly holiday wear.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one time of year that you can get away with it and no one can say shit to you. You know, it's like I'm going to continue to wear the Christmas sweaters, which I did last year, up and through until it stops being cold because they're super comfy and warm.
Right.
I'm going to continue wearing them. Yeah.
The one I was going to wear on Saturday just showed up today. So it's coming out next Monday. So
so it's different than the one we're planning for Friday.
Yes. Yeah, because I have that one.
I can't wait for this one. Okay, I cannot wait for this one.
I'm ready to see what you guys come up with. I only have a couple, and then a couple more that I can't even wear anymore because I got fat.
and something I can barely wear.
Are they little man size? That's it. Wear your 6-year-olds sweaters.
You want to see how I showed up at the beginning of this Zoom call in real life, walking around? No.
So for those of you who don't know, I turned on the Zoom. Kyle joined the room, and there he was, shirtless.
I had
it
a hat
looked
on.
like an ugly holiday sweater.
Closest I had. I left my hat on because I'm a gentleman.
And thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what started the sweater war, and it's just become a fun competition between BRob and I. And I hope more people will start joining in as it starts getting uglier. And I'm talking the sweaters are going to get uglier because they're about to get a lot uglier.
Well, you can't lead with your best. You gotta. I know you've got something stashed away, Chris, like for right close to Christmas time that, like, I don't like legitimately know, but I'm guessing.
I got a couple.
You got some stuff stashed back to, like, you're holding on to your ringer.
Well, I've got some really good ones and I've got some ugly ones. And like last year, I finished off with the Grogu one, which was a great one. And I really like that one. That could be my finisher this year. Who knows?
Yeah, I've got a handful that nobody's seen yet. So I'm really waiting for Christmas week.
Oh, I cannot wait.
So starting this Friday and then the next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Christmas
all the
Day.
way through.
I've got this one. And then, like I said, the ones that I can't wear anymore. I got
But
some
we
really good
have
ones, but
we did tag team BRob today with a House Targaryen shirt.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Well, it took both of you like stacking on top of each other to get to where I could swing a sword.
Well, it is true, and
that's fair.
And after someone pointed it out, it did look like a marriage
wedding
invitation,
invite.
wedding invite.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Damn it! It had sparkles, and we looked good.
Well, at least I knew you guys were going to be registered at Wizards Asylum. So
That's
we're easy to shop for.
what does the couple want? They need a new comic box. They
Some
need
dice.
a couple of Funkos, some dice. Not the dirty kind, like the real ones.
Real ones.
The D20s.
yeah, you got plenty of those other ones. Just
Yeah.
need to-
I found
They're
my
all over the place.
I found all my D20s and everything the other day. Finally, been looking for them.
You actually
But
found
like
them.
we were kind of saying on Saturday night, though, the reason why we started doing this is just there's so much negative crap. And this is not the time of the year to see a bunch of negative stuff on social media and stuff. So it was just all about having fun and throwing the holiday cheer out to everybody.
Oh yeah,
As long as one person smiles and laughs, that's my day right there.
yeah, me too. And it seems like our friends have really gotten excited about this. I will tell you, Mr. Thomas Trapp posted about you and I, and on that day I got really pissed. I will tell you why I got pissed. His post got double the amount of likes that mine did for the actual post. And he was just talking about the two of us. And I'm like, what the hell? Seriously?
I don't think I saw that one. I'm gonna find it now.
Yeah, go find it. But
And I love the fact now too that like my older sister, I have to like every time we make a post, like I have to explain what the shirt is because she doesn't get any of them. She doesn't know pop culture. She doesn't. It doesn't have like Dolly Parton on the front of it or something or Mary Kay. She's not going to get it. She's not going to get it.
See, my family, you're lucky. At least your sister knows you're doing this. My family has no clue we're doing this. No clue. Well, I mean, the wife does. That's about it. But like BRob said, my whole thing, what I've been telling you guys for the past 2 years, I've seen the best of humanity and I've seen the worst of humanity in these past 2 years with COVID. Mm-hmm. And we need a lot more of the best of humanity. We need people to laugh. We need someone to just get into the holiday spirit. And it's just a great time of year. Even if I'm not the biggest fan of like Christmas, like getting presents, I'd rather give the presents personally. It just makes me feel better. Like seeing someone's face when they get something really cool. But yeah, just everyone, we just need to be kind and we need this little bit of cheer right now. That's the whole reason behind this.
Well, and I would really encourage anybody listening, whether you have kids or not, but really try to instill that in them, you know, whether it's I'm not saying everybody's got to go get an angel off the tree or do something, like that. But that's a tradition that we started several years ago. The kids going out, picking the angel and then getting to pick the toys for the person. We always get them around the same age as they are. And
Right.
Just getting that instilled in them that it's not about getting it, it's about giving.
Right. We got a 2 and 3-year-old this year, a little boy and a little girl. And the little girl asked for a doll and a stroller. And the little boy asked for a little, one of those little ride-on carts that little kids are on. And it wasn't like the ones that I've seen in the previous years. I want an Xbox.
Right.
I want an Xbox game. I want this was just real basic stuff from a 2 and 3-year-old. I mean, it just broke my heart. And we always make sure that we give them a set of like a hat, a good winter hat, and a good jacket that go, even if they didn't ask for it, we make sure we get that. And we get them some extra stuff like some books and stuff.
Right.
Not out there bragging and all, just saying it just really makes you feel good to help someone who, can't give quite as good a experience for the holiday season that you're fortunate enough to.
Right. Absolutely.
It's just a good feeling. And, I wish there was more of that throughout the year. But if it only happens around this time of year, at least we're getting that. And I'm just happy with that right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you say that's a good, one of the things that you love about the holidays is just that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why it's called the season of giving. It's not the season of receiving. It's the season of giving.
Right.
And it's not always things of monetary value, and I think that's something that I like to see a lot of us get back to is just there's, I've talked about it before, talked about the last episode a little bit that like, I don't like dislike the holidays. It's just stressful. It is so stressful. Trying to accommodate everybody, and make it to family gatherings and this and that. And everybody's like, what day are we going to do this? What day are we going to do this? You're going to be here. And it just stresses me out.
Yeah.
To where I'm the point that I'll be there the day that I can be there. And because I want us to actually, I don't want to come down to check the box if I want to go visit family. I don't want to just check the box. I want it to be a good experience.
Right.
And I think that as a society, we're into that. We're at that point of it's checking the box. We went where we're supposed to. We went to this party. We went to this party. We went to the company party. We did this. We did this. We've checked all the boxes. We've had a holiday. And I wish we would get back to the roots of just this season, whatever holiday you do or don't celebrate. I mean, it's just it's a time of year that people need each other.
Mm-hmm.
Just the season itself with the weather changes, and this is the peak time for. Seasonal depression is a thing because of the season.
Right.
Absolutely.
People
do get depressed around this time of year, and get and this is, I think, a time of the year when we need each other the most. In the last couple of years, we really need each other the most, and I hope we can. Our generation and the youngins under us can appreciate that. That's something I want to instill in my kids.
Exactly.
Well, and that's the other thing. And I was thinking about this the other night because I am not the best person as far as relieving stress. Like I don't it's cold, so I'm not going to go exercise as much and run. And so I think it's really important to relieve stress in a healthy way. Don't turn to the bottle. Don't just rely on certain things around when you do get the stress. So if anybody is stressed and just needs a, message somebody, I think that the three of us would be more than willing. Just shoot us a message and just talk. Because just don't be productive with it because it's a thing.
Yep.
Don't. It's exactly what Kyle and Brandon just said. Don't suffer in silence. Like we have a Discord. If you want to sound off, sound off. If you have our numbers, text us, call us. You need someone to talk to. There is always someone out there who's willing to help you. I know the holiday season can be tough for a lot of people, but you're not alone. As cheesy as that sounds, you are not alone.
Yep.
So,
I mean, Kyle, you said what you love about the holidays. I said what I love. BRob, you said what you loved. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think we covered it all. So just time of year. I want cold weather. I want my cold weather, damn it.
Yeah. I'm
See,
ready for
and
that.
we know me. I am torn because I hate cold weather with a passion, but I need it for my sweaters.
It's a
So
love
I
hate.
have to have it. Yeah, it's a love
Necessary
hate.
evil.
So I want to start off with our guest here, BRob. What was your favorite memory growing up about the holiday seasons as a kid? And this could be through college, because if you're still under your parents, that counts.
Man, probably. I mean, just getting together. My family's so big. Just getting to see everybody. We're kind of spread out. Me and my siblings are kind of spread out as we've gotten older. But I've always my family's always, especially my mom, has always been really good about accommodating. Like, for Christmas, we always do our family Christmas the weekend before Christmas, so that everybody, kind of like you had said earlier, is that you're not stressed about having to get to 5 different places in one day and having the kids on the road all day. So I think that's one of the big things that was kind of, I learned really early growing up, is just, it's the time to be accommodating and just let's enjoy the moment and enjoy the stuff. We got to, if we stretch it out a couple of weeks, let's stretch it out a couple of weeks, but let's not be rushed in our time together. So just making that time. And I feel like a lot of my family's really good about that too. When they're there, they're present and they're intentional, and, just enjoy the time with each other.
I love that. I love that. Kyle?
I've got two Christmas related, because Christmas is our holiday, so we celebrate. One is the nerdy ones, when I got a Nintendo for Christmas one year, original Nintendo, and that was an amazing Christmas. Playing Duck Hunt, like figuring it all out. Like I don't remember asking for one, but I probably did. And I'm thinking I was probably 6 or 7, around there when I got it. So it would have been.
So Chris was a freshman in high school.
Yeah. Chris was
I was a
getting turned down
senior
for
in high
prom
schoal
around the same time. And
I was getting rejected for prom. Yes.
That's why I said turned down, rejected. But I remembered getting that, and that was just such a cool time. I remember my dad trying to play Duck Hunt and getting mad at it because he thought he was hitting the duck, because, like
was he cussing at it?
Oh, he's pissed. But I remember that, and then you guys should remember this too. It's still done now, but I think the nostalgia of it makes it that much better, is what the Santa tracker looked like on the news. I think, was it Travis Meyer was probably the one that did it back then I think he's probably with KQL Tulsa then. But watching the Santa tracker, and then like leaving from my parents' house, going to my grandparents, and like looking up at the sky, and there'd be some, lights flying across the sky or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, there goes Santa," and like I remember that pretty distinctly, and that was cool. And
and this is the old Santa tracker you're talking, that was on the old crappy graphics on actual cable TV, and not, let me go log into NORAD.
Yeah, this was network TV. Like the Weatherman is the one that did it. I remember that. And then one as I got a little bit older, and the holidays already passed. This was Thanksgiving time, but this was still a really cool holiday memory for this time of year. Was in college. There were several of us. I think there was an ice storm possibly, and we also had to work, and we were stuck in town in Tahlequah. And
I remember that year.
Northbrook, was it at Northbrook? I think it was at Northbrook. Kyle Kuning had Friendsgiving for everybody that was just stuck in town over Thanksgiving. They couldn't get back home. So there was probably 12 or 15 of us that went to this little tiny 2-bedroom apartment and had Thanksgiving at his place. So that was also really cool.
I remember that year seeing one of my fraternity brothers. We were at the corner, the intersection by Mazio's and Walmart.
Yeah.
On the highway there. I remember seeing one of them. I think it was James Cooper. the roads were completely iced over. I was doing like 3 miles an hour. It was just bad. But there's Cooper in his little truck going through the intersection, doing 360s the entire time, just smoking a cigarette, delivering pizzas, doing this, and then writes himself and then just takes off. And that's how I remember that storm. And I remember exactly that time of year was because I remember seeing that going, what the hell? And I remember yelling at him in meeting the next day. He goes, what? I had it. Pizza didn't drop.
It was on a timer.
So some of my favorite memories, one of my favorites is watching Christmas movies, the holiday movies. And Kyle, you and I talked about this last episode, was like, especially like the Rankin and Bass movies, the Year Without Santa Claus, Rudolph, all those, just because I love those. And I've introduced my kids to those. And like, anytime we go down to like Dallas, they're like, around this time of year, they're like, oh, can we watch the Christmas movies, the Rankin and Bass ones? And I'm like, I have triumphed as a parent in that aspect. Just because they've started getting that love of the movies. And even then, it might not be love of the movies. It might be just because I've forced them to watch it for the past 4 or 5 years. And so now they just kind of expect it. But I just remember watching those with my parents and my sisters. And, that was one of the few times that me and my sisters weren't fighting, or, I wasn't getting in trouble with my parents. It was just a good time, and just brings back a lot of good memories. That's the kind of stuff that builds those memories. Another one that I remember is, it was just college, and I was there up through all of break, never came home. And it was just the people that were there. There was, like Phi Sigs, Pikes, Kappa Sigs, Lambda Chi's. Anyone who was left would just come together every night, and we just drink beers, just telling stories or just hanging out, and no stupid bullshit competitions or anything. It was just everyone just hanging out. And I got to get to know some people who I never talked to before, just doing that, and made some friends doing that. And that was just a really good memory for me. Just a really good memory. So, and like I said, that was 2 different points in my life, but those 2 just really stood out for me. I enjoyed it. All right, BRob, here's a good one. And you got to separate them. So the first one is, what's your favorite memory as an adult?
Tinker's first Christmas, getting him the same kind of toy train set that I got when I was a kid, which is probably one of my favorite gifts, and just seeing him army crawl out to it and play with it. So that because that was the first Christmas I was a dad.
Awesome.
That's the first one I was a dad. So that's probably my favorite memory. And
so he was just a baby then.
Yeah. That was our first Christmas and only Christmas with him in our old house. So I mean, he turned 1 in February, so he was 10 months.
Oh, that's awesome.
But then my other one that kind of goes with that, now that I have both kids, is the fact that they buy each other gifts and they enjoy sharing and seeing the other one get excited about what they picked out for him. So last year I think Neva got Tinker the Mando and the Child action figure, and I think T got her a big coloring book or something, and a bunch of crayons or something like that, something she was really into. So just seeing that is another part of it. So
that's awesome. That's the kind of stuff I love hearing. Like, you're doing it right by teaching your kids that. Which I'm super impressed by that. I really am. Kyle?
Appreciate it.
I got a couple of pretty good ones. There was 1 year when my daughter was younger, right around when the elf started appearing on the shelf a few years back. Her elf, she woke up one morning was on her PlayStation in her room, holding a controller, playing Minecraft, with her name built out of blocks in the game.
Right.
And with the character was like, you could get an elf character that looked just like the elf on the shelf. It was one of the skins that you could get for your main character in Minecraft. So it was like standing there with like a sign, and she woke up and thought that was just like amazing. She thought that was really cool. And probably that, and then last Christmas, me and the kids decorated my tree here at the house, and we got a bunch of RGB light strips, like what you'd put behind your TV or under a desk, or decorate with. Instead of using like traditional Christmas lights, we wrapped the tree in the RGB light strips with the controllers and set it all to voice control, so she could change the color. The kids could change the color of the tree just by like yelling at it. And
That's awesome.
We nerded it up a little bit, and it was pretty cool. And it all set to different themes.
So I think one of the things you all are going to hear is that's common between the three of us is some of our favorite memories as adults are when our kids were born and the experiences now that we're sharing with them, like the Christmas traditions and holiday traditions. I think that's going to be a common theme, because I recall one of my favorite memories is as an adult was giving those first rounds of gifts to the kids when they were young. And then like when they're young, it's just the excitement of giving it to them, even though they didn't understand Christmas at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then as they got older, just the excitement on their faces just kind of energized me and just gave me that parenting high. It's like, I'm doing something right here. Just seeing how happy I'm making my kid right now by lying to their face and telling them that a jolly fat man is giving them the presents.
Never mind
that. Yeah, lies. Not so much. Oh, Kyle doesn't know yet.
What are you trying to say?
Hanukkah Harry will be visiting you soon. Another really fond memory as an adult was, I think, the first Christmas Tosh and I spent together. Just, after we figured out that we were going to be together, just kind of that first Christmas was just kind of eye-opening to me, and it just made me feel really good inside. It's really hard to explain. You just get this warm fuzzy is the best way to describe it. And I just knew from there, like, we were going to have a lot of fun times. And so, I mean, that I just vividly remember that Christmas. It stood out over almost all of them as an adult. I can still remember that one. Can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but I could tell you about that Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's talk about something that was just brought up here. These damn elves on the shelves, these creepy damn creatures. I may or may not have popped off a Barbie head, so they were holding the Barbie head one year. They do frequently fight the Transformers. I had you guys have seen the Man Cave, but I have a big combiner. It was Superion, the aerial bots. I took off one of the arms, and then I taped the elf to the other arm. So Superion, the elf on the shelf, was battling Bruticus. And it's just trying to figure out what to do with these damn things. And then I'm going to bitch about this for a sec. I saw they have some stuff now for them. Like, they're stand-up pants. They're solid pants where you can make them stand up. There's like a hot air balloon you can fill with stuff. It's like 2 feet tall. Yeah, I bought all of them. And I didn't look at the price. And then next thing I know, it was like $80. And I go, wait. I just got like 5 things. It's a racket, dude.
It is. We got sucked in.
Keep doing it for our kids. Do you guys do the elf on the shelf?
Mine disappeared for 1 year. Didn't know where he went to sleep at.
Much like Kyle on a Friday night.
Just wake up wherever.
Where did you end up finding it?
In a empty guitar bag with no guitar in it. True story.
Wow.
It's better than in your underwear drawer. What about you, BRob?
It always surprises people when I say it, but we have them, but we don't, and we don't really do anything with them.
Really?
We kind of move them around the room and stuff like that, but it's not an everyday thing. It's not it's just
Not your thing.
They're a little, it's just kind of, because I think it'd be really easy for me to get caught up in it. It's just, it never really has. But every time somebody asks me, they're just like, God, I figure you'd be one of those people that, goes all out with it. And there probably would be, but we just never did for whatever reason.
Honestly, I'm surprised by that.
Yeah,
I really
figured
am.
you would have been one.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell her me
See, my
surprised.
problem is right now, the youngest, I don't want to, because we tell them you can't touch the elves, they'll lose their magic. That's part of the magic of it. So I can't put them down low because she's 5.
Right.
And she's going to touch it. And
They will.
And I don't want her to be traumatized. Like, oh my God, I touched it. I'm never getting a present again. That's my job to tell her when she's a teenager.
My youngest tried to touch it one time, and then my oldest, who by the time she was older to know better, but still saw him almost touch the elf, and I thought she was going to like form tackle him. Like she was running at him and squared up and dropped her shoulder. I was like, oh, here it comes. I wasn't even going to stop her. No, I was like, this is going to be good. And he ducked out of the way because he heard her coming. Yeah, he was like 4 when that happened.
That's awesome.
I think that's maybe part of the reason why I didn't ever get into it, is because I feel like it's so hard to keep that magic alive anyway, that I would be the guy that left it down low. And then how the hell am I going to explain this? I would get myself into more trouble by doing that with them.
Right.
So,
well, I can't wait until she gets, I'm thinking maybe 6 she'll be okay. Because the other one would be 11 by then. And then, I'm running out of years for that one. Because she's already concerned with what all the friends think. And that's another thing that drives me nuts about this is the older that my kids are getting, the less magic there seems to be sometimes because they listen to their friends, especially in the 5th grade age group, because they suck.
Doesn't get any better.
No, thank you for that.
So,
There's hope. That's one of the bummers for me about this is we all know I'm a giant child. We can all agree on that. I like my video games. I like my comics. I like cartoons. I like to do the stuff with the kids. I like, to wrestle around, all that stuff. And that's part of the reason I like to share this with my kids is give them part of that magic and hope that they feel part of the magic too. And then when you have some little shit going, Santa's not real.
Like the guy in the red sweater next to me.
Yes, like that.
You just ruined Christmas.
Exactly. Wait, I mean, you can't tell an 11-year-old, fuck off. Well, you could. You just might not be invited back to that party or school again.
It's frowned upon, but it's not undoable. Possible.
I don't even know what to say to that. Are you speaking from experience?
No, I'm just saying with that attitude, you won't ever.
I'm going to have Lily make you a shirt that says, fuck you, 11-year-olds. Just a big middle finger.
Make sure she prints it right.
Oh, yeah, I guess commas are important there too.
Make sure that's grammatically correct.
Yeah.
You're going to end up having to find another co-host and some bail money.
We'll find where Kyle's living is under the Safari Joe's waterfall. He calls himself Randy and offers children candy to anyone who passes by.
Well, that went downhill fast.
Doesn't it always?
she needs to follow that sweater up with one that just has a big pink dot on it. So even when he's not on our computer screen, we could see it.
I was just starting to like this time of year again too.
I
was
was
coming
loving this
around.
time of year. Now this is making it so. This is enhancing this.
I was coming around.
I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard.
You two.
BRob, what's your favorite memory as a parent? I know you said that one about Tinker crawling out, but is that your favorite memory, or
Yeah.
you can use that? Yeah, that's your favorite.
Yeah, I mean, because as an adult, I feel like it's. I mean, like you'd already kind of mentioned, when me and Kat realized we were going to be together, and you start spending those holidays together and stuff like that. I think those are always special, and they continue to be special. But that's just it's a big deal because you're starting to go around and meet the family. Crazy Cousin Eddie, it's filling up the shitter outside. So
Well, it's full.
yeah, so
Kyle.
Mine's probably those with the kids. I try to think back of other Christmases and things as I got older, and it's all just kind of, murky and runs together. But like all the adult memories that are good revolve around the kids.
And again, that's going to be our common theme is, frankly, boys and girls listening, we're just lucky that a woman let us touch them. I think that goes without saying for all three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anytime we get to spend with the kids, it's special. Because I can't pick just one. I mean, there's a couple. Like one of my favorites was, I can't remember if this is Christmas or not. I think it was. My sister had gotten the oldest a sweat, like a tracksuit, and on the butt said Juicy. So I started calling her Aunt Juicy. And no, it's fine because we fucking got her back this year. We bought an outfit that has Juicy all over it for her oldest. So we're getting her back for that. But like, I remember one year, one of my cousins giving the oldest, it was one of those little guitars with the amps, like, the little play ones, but loud as shit, and a microphone. And I remember her just I call them squatty when they're younger because they just look squatty, like the little pudgy faces and everything about them is like compact. Remember her just singing up a storm, and it was awful because she cannot sing. Top of her lungs, blasting it. And I remember I got my cousin back the next year because I bought his kids a drum set. But that's one, like, that one just stands out to me. But to me, it's all those memories. It's all the memories I'm making with them right now, like taking them out looking at Christmas lights. Because I think you guys know I take pride in my Christmas stuff. I like, the inflatables, and next year's going to be huge. Because Kyle's going to come over and help me program it.
Yeah, I'm not going to help you hang them though. I'll help you program it. I'm not getting off the ground.
So. This guy down the street, they just moved in last year. They hired people to hang their lights and put up their stuff. And they're cheaters. They're a cheater house. And I kind of regret this. Yeah, because every time we drive by now, the girls go, cheaters, cheater house. And they start pointing at it every single time. They go, they didn't put them up like they were supposed to. So, like, that's the kind of memory that just that's the kind of shit you always hope you remember.
right.
But those revenge gifts, some of those are the best. I remember a girl I dated in college. She had a kid, a little boy, and we had already broke up, split, went our different ways. But pretty sure it was for Christmas. It's either for Christmas or his birthday, but it's pretty close to the same time. I bought him a harmonica and a tambourine. And I left it. They weren't home. I just like, here's your present, little guy. Left it on the porch and drove out of there. And I got a phone call like an hour and a half later. Like, what in the hell? Like, he could be a musical savant. You don't even know. You got to give him a chance.
He could be a musical savant.
Don't know till you put it in front of them.
Go, Cody, go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that was a good one. I was happy with that one.
This was almost all these were come up with BRob. So thanks, BRob, for this. I've been looking forward to this episode. BRob, give me your Mount Rushmore of holiday songs. First, what is the Mount Rushmore?
So it's just like the four things of whatever the topic is that mean the most to you. Don't necessarily have to be the best in your mind or the best, like, critically acclaimed. It's just, what you have memories tied to. It's just it always brings up a good discussion. Like, who's the best, the best professional wrestler of all time, the best basketball player,
Right.
Whatever TV show. I just always find it's interesting to hear what other people have, memories attached to, or just what they really truly like and how awful it is. Because I'm assuming like a Hanson song is probably one of yours. So I think
He's talking to you, not me.
I think he's talking to both of us, sir.
No, he's not at all.
They actually did have a holiday album, and it was pretty good.
You have it, don't you? You had it.
I don't.
You had it.
I might have had it.
So mine are Bing Crosby, White Christmas.
Classic.
That's one that always kind of sets it up for me. Randy Travis, Old Time Christmas.
Mhm.
And then there is Carol the Bells. It can really be by anyone, but I truly just enjoy that song. Pentatonics does a pretty good version of it, but
Pentatonics does a good version of everything.
right. And then the old school Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Yeah. Good list, sir.
Yeah, those are probably my four. But the only ones I'm really attached, like, it's got to be the person is Bing Crosby. It's got to be Bing Crosby's White Christmas.
What is such a big draw for that for you? Is it like parents?
That's my mom's favorite movie.
Mhm.
I actually, for 2 or 3 years ago, White Christmas was the PAC, and I took her to that for her birthday, because her birthday's a couple days before mine, and we got to watch it. It was really well done. So it's just, we always watched it this time of year, and there's just he's like Sinatra, man. It's just iconic. Tony Bennett. They're just iconic singers, and that's just that song that is synonymous with him. So
Right. It's the old time crooners, I think, that really cement the holiday season for me.
Right.
So, Kyle?
Well, White Christmas is one of mine too, because that's one of the ones that kind of just like plays in my head once it starts snowing, and if we ever get out of this 80-degree weather, I hope we would have a little bit of snow. Well, actually, I take that back. I don't want snow for Christmas, because I got to freaking drive like 100 and something miles one way. So we're gonna have like snow after Christmas. I'm like, oh. But yeah, that's one that always kind of sticks in my head. What's This from Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes.
Is a good one. It's, you guys are going to crucify me for this one, but All I Want for Christmas Is You, and because of
the NSYNC one?
No, is it the Mariah Carey version?
yes, that's the most iconic.
There's a specific reason for that.
I love that song.
Because of Love Actually? Is that one, Kyle?
No, the video
Love Actually hits too close to home.
The video of the cyber goth kids dancing under the bridge with that music playing as the background.
Yes. Yeah.
It's the only reason that song.
Hey, as long if it
because
works.
I can't hear that song without seeing that video in my head of them just like going. I don't know. And those guys, that's the video's like what, 10, 12 years old, like super old. They did a reunion video, like all the kids from that video, but they did it like in the style of The Office, like the Office intro, the TV show.
Right.
Yeah, it's like all them, but they're like older now, and in an office setting, and they still end up. I think they end up dancing to the Office theme song or something like that.
That's awesome.
It pretty recently came out too. So those and Jingle Bell Rock. Got a memory of that whenever I was a real little kid. My mom and grandma had a restaurant in Warner, Oklahoma. And I remember a Christmas party. It was one of the last Christmas parties that they had there when my grandpa was still alive. And I remember him being there, and I remember that song playing because they did like karaoke with because all the cooks and waitresses and everybody there. And I remember that song from that night. So that one kind of sticks.
That's the kind of stuff that always just
Mhm.
always sticks with you, I think, for the rest of your life. In a good way.
In a good way.
Not like eating too much ribs.
We had really good ribs, though.
Apparently, our friend down there makes amazing barbecue.
Down where I'm at?
No, the one below us.
Oh, that guy?
Yes.
Never been invited.
He did tell me about how legendary his barbecue is, but he said Jerry has better, was it chicken? Or pork?
Jerry has pretty much better everything. But my chicken and pork are about the only two things I would hang my hat on because I suck at brisket and my ribs aren't usually that good. But yeah, Jerry's his barbecue catering business that he's doing now, he's doing really well, and his food's amazing.
So yeah, that's who was wearing the Macho Man sweater. I don't know if you remember him, Kyle.
Who was that?
Jerry Fennell.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, when we do our State of the Nerd, I know what BRob's bringing us.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle will wear his bib, and that's it. And his adult
not
paper.
even that.
Sure.
So what was your Kyle or Chris? What was your Mount Rushmore?
So my Mount Rushmore is number one is Even a Miracle Needs a Hand by Joel Grey. That was off of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. That was one of the animated Rankin and Bass ones. And Joel Grey, who was made famous by Cabaret, is where he's known from. He's known from Broadway and stuff. Just a great voice. It's just a great song. I remember I listened to it. I was taking this test for this job I had right out of college, and it was a 3-day test. And my iPod broke, and it would only play that song. So I listened to it for 3 days straight during this test. I'm talking the test was like 16 hours a day. And that was playing the entire damn time. I loved it before, but I ended up loving it even more because that's all I had to listen to. It's just a great song. I really like that. My second one is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Burl Ives, another of the classic vaudevillian crooners that Rankin and Bass recruited for their stuff. And that's the claymation one, and he's the snowman in there. Found out too, he also sang You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Oh.
I didn't know that. The third one is Do They Know It's Christmas Time by Band-Aid. What was that, 84? Just because it's all those old 80s singers I used to listen to. I just love that. And he was my best friend at the time in high school. His name was Chris. We used to listen to that all the time together. And Chris just passed almost a year ago this year. The 26th will be a year. And it just kind of just brought up really good memories of when we were growing up. Because we would listen to that and sneak out of his house and go walk to Homeland. His mom kept squirrels, rehabilitated squirrels. And we'd have to sneak past them. We'd walk to Homeland, buy beef jerky and comic books, and then come back. We were real rebels sneaking out.
I mean, you made it past the squirrels, so.
Made it past the squirrel. Oh, those things like rattled the cages. But it's just, that's the kind of stuff that builds memories, you know? And then my last one was, I actually despise this song, but it has a good memory behind it. Last Christmas by Wham. The reason that this has made my list, someone I may or may not have been married to got hammered one night and replaced the words with smurfed, like the Smurfs, and sang it for about 4 hours. Last Christmas, I smurfed you my heart. The very last day, I smurfed you away. Just replaced everything with smurfed. And she thought it was the funniest thing for about 4 hours. And she just drinking her wine, just singing it and just cracking up. And I'm like, I hope to be that just stupidly happy someday.
You drink more wine, you will be.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, like it was like 4 hours. She sang, "I smurfed you my heart." So yeah, and that's why that one sticks out, and that's why it made my list. Okay, BRob, this is a tougher one. Mount Rushmore for holiday movies.
Oh, that's easy, dude.
Yeah, I think it's easier than the songs. I'm gonna be Rob.
Christmas Vacation. Die Hard.
Damn it, I gotta take that off my list.
No, you can keep it.
The Santa Claus, the first one.
The Santa Claus. Which one? The Tim Allen? The Santa
Yes.
Claus? Okay, gotcha.
The Santa Claus. And the It's a Wonderful Life.
Ooh,
Classic.
got a good classic in there.
It's tough to beat that one.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, you already said Die Hard.
You can use it.
No, I had
These
a
aren't
backup.
agnostic.
That just leads credibility to it, Kyle.
I
Yeah,
have
true.
I have a backup. So, probably going from the bottom of the list to the tippity top of my list. I got Home Alone at number 4.
Really?
Home Alone's number 4 for me. Not the top, but it's on the mount. It's there.
All right.
Jingle All the Way. I got that on there. Just and that's the kids and I would just watched it recently and they loved it, and that just made it really stick. The top 2 slots I struggled with to see what was number 2 and what was number 1 for me. And number 2 was hard to put. I really wanted this to be number 1, but my number 2 is Muppet Christmas Carol,
Oh, good one.
which is a great version of the Christmas Carol.
Right.
And we talked about that, in the last episode we did. We talked quite
Yeah.
a bit about that one actually. And so what beat out the Muppet Christmas Carol for me was Ernest Saves Christmas
Yes.
in my number 1 slot.
Very good.
I like that.
Mhm.
Good list, sir. So apparently someone heard me telling the story about her and texted and corrected me. She wasn't drunk. She was very, very pregnant. So she had pregnancy brain,
Well,
which
I
is a
can
real
see
thing, by the way.
where you would get confused. Not really, but yeah.
Yeah.
You were hammered. I was pregnant.
You know what? Technically, she got hammered.
No,
No,
you're thinking
it
of
wasn't.
nailed. That's something completely different. That's
Oh yeah, good point. I get those
Yeah.
confused all the time.
wine is because wine and hammered go together. Pregnant and nailed go together. So
Good point.
Mhm.
Damn it.
throwing that out there.
So
You'll agree with me.
number 4 on mine would be A Christmas Story.
Good.
Classic. And that's associated with just watching it with my family. And then the 24 hours that TNT plays it for every year. That's been a
Drive it into our
constant.
brains.
Yeah. The next one would be Christmas Vacation, which is a classic. After that, Elf, just because I love Elf. It's just a great movie. And then number 1, I couldn't narrow it down to my number 1, so I just said all the Rankin and Bass Christmas stuff because there's
Be
just so
honest,
many and I love them.
Be honest. Do you like the Rankin and Bass movies? Because I'm confused here.
No, I hate them. They're so bad. Fuck you. You're cool. Okay.
One that we missed that we actually just watched last night is the more recent version with Mara Wilson of Miracle on
Yes.
24th Street, 34th Street,
34th Street.
34th Street.
One of them.
Yeah, I feel like that one's Dylan McDermott and Mara Wilson. think that's a very underrated one. But,
I would agree. It's not one that people bring up a lot, but yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, that's in my top 10. And then you guys said a bunch of the other ones that would have been in my top 10. Jingle All the Way, Elf, Home Alone, Ernest Saves Christmas.
That's
And
such a
then
great one.
nobody said The Grinch.
There's just so many movies. It's hard.
There
to
is.
get.
There
Yeah,
is.
no, and yeah, that Grinch is, I would say that's my top 10, in my top 10.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Grinch is like the Jim Carrey version.
Yep.
Because I feel like I love the old school one,
Mm-hmm.
but he just portrayed exactly what I thought. It's just, when you read books and you're like, man, it's like Tyrion Lannister. That was exactly what I pictured and how he was portrayed. And, even though he was different in the books, when I said, like, man, nobody else could ever play Tyrion but him. And the same thing with, Elijah Wood, Frodo. I mean, they're just certain people that play characters like, oh my God, I cannot imagine. And Jim Carrey just played
The Grinch.
amazing.
Oh,
And then
100%.
I like the new one, the Illumination one. I thought it was really
It was pretty good. Yeah.
I have yet to see that one. I need to see that. That's on my
Finally,
list.
one I've seen that Chris hasn't seen.
I know. I'll tell you another
Name's
one
the
that
captain now.
from the last episode that Kyle and I discussed. One that always stands out to me too is the Dudley Moore Santa Claus, because when he played, I think he was Patch the elf. What stands out to me is that's one of the few times that I remember going out to the movies with my dad, because he and I don't agree on almost anything. We're polar opposites. But that, there's like I remember seeing Top Gun in the theater with him, Transformers, Star Trek, Long Way Home. Those I remember seeing all those out there, and that Santa Claus one just stuck out to me. And then I had a tough time because I wanted to put this one up there. The Christmas Chronicles. I would say
yes.
I would say I had a real tough time not putting that in the top 4. I would say honestly at this point that's my number 5. We're lined up to watch the second one. We haven't watched the second one yet, but I watched that and that was really good.
But
Still haven't watched the second. I need to watch the second one.
I think the first one might be I might be number 10 for me. But it cracks the top 10 for me. It's really
Yeah.
good.
Have you seen A Boy Called Christmas?
Not yet.
It's good. The kids will like it.
What was
It's really good.
the weird? Was it Swedish or from Finland or wherever the one?
Rare Exports.
Rare Exports.
A Christmas Tale.
I didn't get to watch that over the weekend, but I want to watch it sometime this week.
We
After
finished
the
it.
kids go to
Fred
bed.
Claus is another one.
Oh, Fred Claus. Yes.
And then
Noel.
Noel. That's
Noel
so
was
good.
great. See, we can just go on and on about shit we like.
Mhm.
That's what we're going to the next
And I
question.
haven't even started talking about my Hallmark Christmas movies yet. Love my Hallmark Christmas movies.
All right, guys, it's been a good show.
You and Banner. Hey, if you like them, you like them.
I love them because they're all the girls that you had crushes on when we were kids.
Tiffany
Winnie
Amber
Cooper.
Thiessen.
True.
Aunt Becky.
I mean, who
Jay
didn't have a
Tanner.
crush on Winnie Cooper?
That's true.
If Alyssa Milano was there, it'd be the trifecta.
That's
Because
that's
it would
true
be
too.
Sam. I can't remember what Tony's last name was. Larusa from Who's the Boss? Sam.
I can't
Anyway.
remember.
Anyway, yeah, Samantha
Sam.
from Who's the Boss, DJ from Full House, and then Winnie Cooper from Growing Pains, or not Growing Pains, from
Wonder
Brett
Years.
Savage, Wonder Years.
We just need Topanga, and we got it all wrapped up.
Oh,
He goes,
Don't-
oh,
Don't
that quick
forget
one.
about Kelly Kapowski.
yeah.
She's been in some of those. And let's face it too, Aunt Becky, who didn't have a crush on her before she went to jail. I just think she might be hotter now that she's a prison bird.
Yeah, she's
Done
got
hard
some
times.
street cred.
She's got some street cred now.
She does
Yeah.
a street cred now.
Little
Here's some we
teardrop
added on.
tattoo.
BRob, what's your favorite holiday treat?
Peanut butter balls.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Love them.
What is there any story behind that, or you just
I
Just like 'em.
just love them. I mean, I don't know that I've ever had one I didn't like. So, I mean, my sister makes really good ones. But yeah, just peanut butter balls. Yeah.
Kyle?
Those little Debbie Christmas trees.
Yes.
Now I know they're basically like zebra cakes with sprinkles in tree form,
No, they're not. They taste
but
better.
they're so much better. Once you,
You know,
put that into the shape of a tree and throw a little bit of sprinkles on there. Freaking amazing.
So they sell, if I don't know if you knew this, they sell giant Christmas tree cakes now. There's
Where?
6 of them. So Walmart, dude. So you know how like they're like this big?
Mm-hmm.
These are like this big. And like this wide. I got the youngest hooked on these with the chocolate ones and the regular ones. Did you see what I posted on Facebook the other day? Someone found a way to mash all the Christmas tree cakes together and make like a cheesecake or like something out of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you're looking.
You guys carry on.
I'll
be
tell you,
back to
my
you in a
number
minute.
one is it's hard to break down, but mine's probably going to be in between Rocky Road and fudge. Like holiday fudge just somehow tastes better, and my aunt always makes these butter cookies with almond in them, almond extract, Rocky Road, Divinity, turtles, chocolate covered peanuts, fudge, and brings it every year to us. And that's just been a great tradition that I've loved. And God, she can bake. So yeah. BRob, your favorite holiday food item?
Well, so there's 2, because the first one is my grandma, and my mom makes them very well. My grandma's homemade chicken and noodles. We have them like every holiday. So
Right.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, those are. But Kat does her grandma's Greek lamb recipe. So that's our tradition on Christmas Day, is we always do that Greek lamb. And it's amazing. Every year it gets better and better. So every year she's made it. I don't even know how many years she's thinking it now. So
She's getting it perfected. Then the more she's
oh
doing
yeah,
it.
every year I don't think it's going to be better than the last year, and she tops it. So
That's awesome. Kyle?
Mine, and we haven't really had it as much anymore. My step grandmother, she had a thing where Christmas Eve, we'd have like the family go over to stay the night at her house, and then wake up the next morning, and you're supposed to open your presents in your pajamas and then make breakfast, and like that was the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she would make eggs Benedict in the morning for breakfast, and make then homemade hollandaise sauce.
Ooh.
And hers was amazing because hers was like extra tangy. Like I don't know if she did use more lemon juice or whatever it was in it, but it was so good. It was so good. And like, I know my mom doesn't listen, so like she tries to recreate it. No,
Can't do it.
It wasn't as good as what my step grandma made. So that stuff was good.
So mine is going to be, it's kind of a tie between cranberry sauce. I love cranberries.
Oh, I love some cranberry sauce.
Especially the homemade cranberry sauce with the orange in it and, the orange peels and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then my grandma's noodles, which before she died, she handed down the recipe to Tasha. And these are, grandma grew up in the country here in Oklahoma. These are Depression era country homemade noodles. So done the old way, just by hand, just painstaking, like tons and tons of chicken stock till they hydrate. Just the good stuff. It's like your chicken and dumplings. It's the good old stuff. You just cannot beat that. Store-bought had no candle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 2 favorite. Well, and candied yams too, but I can't eat them as much anymore. They give me candy gas.
Forgot about cranberry sauce. I love just cranberry sauce.
I do too. I could eat cranberries
if
all
it's
the time.
fresh homemade, it doesn't matter. I'm going to eat it.
Exactly. So, do you guys have, we've been going for, over an hour now. Do you guys have anything else that you guys want to bring up about the holiday season? Like, how about this? BRob, what do you hope to instill upon everyone for this holiday season? This is the era of COVID right now. We're in the era of, hatred and political turmoil. What positive message do you want to instill on everyone this holiday season?
I think it's kind of the same thing that I've said since the pandemic started and everything, but just, it's a thing. It's an issue. Don't let it dictate your life so much that you miss out on memories. So I understand people are very sensitive about it and trying to do things, but I think the way I've looked at it is there's a better chance of me getting hit by a truck than it is dying of COVID. So I refuse to let my last memory of like with my nephew be a year ago and just stay secluded. And everybody's different, but that's been my thing this whole time is I don't want memories not to get made out of fear.
Right.
I want to be smart and I want to do everything. But I think that's my big thing is family and friends. Spend all the time together because you just don't know. And it's just so important. And you never want to look back on a holiday or a memory and look, I just wish I would have drove 5 more minutes. I wish I would have, picked up the phone. So I think that's just, in the last 2 years has been very, challenging for me in multiple areas because of that, losing people and stuff. But yeah, just make the time with your family. Put the good out there, do something to make somebody smile. Whether it's throwing $1 in the Salvation Army guy's bucket or wearing the funny sweater that when you walk by somebody in the store, they start laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Or having to explain on a Facebook post exactly what every sweater means so your sister gets it. So, yeah, that's really it. Just put the good out there.
Is this the sister I met?
My older sister.
Okay.
They may have been gone when you got there. I can't remember.
Gotcha.
I think you met my younger sister.
I think that's who it was. Kyle?
Kind of build off what BRob said a little bit. Going back these last couple of years, and one thing that I hoped that one positive that would have came out of the change of the times, and I'd really hope to see it really carry into holiday time, is slowing down. We talked about it, several times when lockdowns and things happened. We saw people, or life just kind of stopped, and it forced everybody to slow down a little bit. And I think one positive that came out of that is we started finding things to enjoy again that wasn't so fast and go. And I mean, you saw people, letting go and being goofy with, hate it or love it, just random TikTok videos of, you see what people are capable of when they're bored and they have time to think of things and, find ways to find joy that, helping yourself find joy, not through consumerism and not through, the inexpensive ways to have fun, I guess I could say, and enjoy things. It doesn't always have to be something. And I would, hope to see that carry through the holidays where it's about slowing down and enjoying the time together. I think one thing that we've seen out of this, and I think it is a result of that, and hopefully things don't revert back. A lot of big retailers and things were closed on Thanksgiving. They'll be closed on Christmas, and they'll be closed on those holidays, where they were pushing to be open all the way through up in the last few years. And I hated that. It's a minor inconvenience when I forget something on Thanksgiving Day for the dinner, or Christmas Day if I got to go get something.
Right.
Minor inconvenience. That's on me. I should have planned ahead. People have their day off. And I think that goes kind of hand in hand with that slowing down and just getting back to being just a good community of people looking out for each other and enjoying time together.
Right.
Yep.
I agree wholeheartedly. My message and what I want to instill is make someone smile. It doesn't cost you anything.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take a lot of effort. Well, okay, some people it takes a lot of effort, but the payoff is great when you can make it happen.
Sometimes all you got to do is just sit there with your shirt off when the camera comes on.
Which is also a turn on. But make someone smile. Love one another. It's what we teach on this show is don't be a dick. Be a decent human being. If someone's down, see how you can pick them up, even if it's lending an ear to them. Just be there. Be there for one another. Cherish the time that you have. Like BRob was saying, cherish the time you have with your loved ones, with your friends. Act like every day is your last, because you just never know what's going to happen. Just be good to one another.
And it's, like we talked about Saturday, and, I talked about some of the guys on Friday because we had our Pike holiday get together. First time we'd done that forever. We had some active guys there, so that was pretty cool. But it's just, this has been such just reconnecting with people. I think that's been a big deal. I mean, just like all the people that I haven't seen in forever that were there on Saturday, or just, getting to talk to you guys that I haven't talked to you up until we started doing this,
Right.
So I think it's just been a blessing, and it's just been really cool. So I think that's just something to carry on, carry forward. Like Kyle said, slow down.
Right. With that, I mean, do you guys have any parting words for anyone? I know we just kind of did that, but is there anything you guys want to leave anyone with?
Just, thinking about with the kids and everything this time of year, and like, not everybody has a chimney to think about, with Santa coming down, if that's your holiday. Just be creative, but be leery, especially if you see someone in all red, because that could be Mephisto coming to kidnap your children. And you should stay on guard. You don't know when the big red monster is coming for you.
That's what she said. Woo!
But there's a very good chance it's not Mephisto.
There's a chance. This is the hill I choose to die on.
Challenge everybody listening to, if you have not watched a movie that was in our Mount Rushmore, watch it.
Ooh,
Yes.
Pick one.
I like that. I like that.
Preferably from my list, because my list was the best.
Part of my list was on your list, but I didn't
Okay, I got an
double up
idea
on
here,
the other.
Kyle.
Okay.
The first person
Mm-hmm.
who can successfully repeat BRob's number 2 in this episode from his movie list.
Mm-hmm.
The sentence that said 40 minutes into the movie, into the Discord, we will give a prize to.
Got one ready.
So his number 2 movie, 40 minutes in, the sentence that was said. And if it's like a scene of a fucking stream or something, just whatever's said right after.
Yep.
We will give a prize to the person who posts in the episode channel.
Sure.
Episode discussion.
Episode discussion works.
The first person to post that and gets it right, we will give you a prize.
Mm-hmm.
It may be a picture of Kyle with his shirt off. I don't know.
Did you screen cap that?
I didn't, but I could.
Oh, well, crap. No, the camera we weren't recording then.
That's true.
Were we?
It's in my mind, though.
Oh, okay.
Tucked away for later. But yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
So, BRob, thank you very much for joining us and actually coming up with the idea for this episode. So we really, BRob, friend of the show, we love having him on here. He is a fountain of knowledge. We really appreciate the time he spends with us. We appreciate that BRob actually, he listens to our show. He's active in the chats. That's what we love. If you guys have ideas for episodes, we'd love to hear them. We'd love to have you on. We're not hurting for episode ideas.
Marvel, or we're never going to get there.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four will actually be out by the time we start.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. We do need to do a Nerky on Hawkeye coming up because, I watched episode 3 last night. Or was it 3? No, 4.
4. I'm 2 behind.
4. I got shit to discuss with you. Because wow. Yeah. So, BRob, thank you for joining us. With that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And wherever you guys are, have a great evening, morning, night, whatever time it is. And happy holidays. Please be good to each other.
Nerd
See ya.
Coke, rise up.
See ya.
It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made up word.